And I'm your co-host, AK.
And we just so happy to have y'all back here today. As y'all can see, it's been a while. It's been a while.
A few changes, you guys
And a
guess?
few changes, thank to God. Thank you to God for that. We took a break and it was well needed. We had to lock in with God for a while. And it required us to be still a little. I had a birthday. I turned 29 years old. I'm getting up there, y'all. I'm getting up there.
Name it 30.
I say that every day. I'm almost 30 years old. I can't be doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm
Can't be messing around with the foolishness.
Yeah. So and then we took a birthday trip. AK was with me. We had a nice little time. Ate some good food. Went to Chicago. We had a lot of things happen. I actually, like I said, I have a tattoo business. So God has answered my silent prayers, and I am now in a shop. So shout out to God for that. And with that came this beautiful space. We're still tidying it up a bit. We're still getting things together, but as y'all can see, we here, we cozy, we getting it started. So welcome back. We missed y'all, man.
Yes.
We missed y'all.
Yes, and with this transition into a new space, into a new building, into a new blessing, that will kind of tie into our topic for the day. We love being honest with you guys. We like being upfront, and we like telling you guys the real behind following God. And one thing that we're both going through right now is a season of transition. Not just us, but people around us, other followers that we talk to, that we associate with. We have a whole team behind this. Right. We like to connect with other followers, and when we try to come up with a topic for the day, we kind of let God talk to us and just say, like, what's something that's important that we need to kind of discuss. And right now, it just seems right to talk about transition, because that's just what's happening right now. Yeah. We're transitioning. Taylor got a new shop. I'm so happy for her. So our other friend got a new shop. I just put in my 2 weeks for my job. I didn't say that because wow.
You gotta save it for the people. You gotta save it because the story is like, man.
They need to be told.
Yeah.
That's not the time or place right now.
The season we in is crazy.
The season we're in right now is crazy. But like our other podcast said, our other episodes, we talk about God-led storms. I think just right now we're kind of going through a God-led storm. Me and Taylor talk almost daily about what we're feeling. We're very honest. We're very open. We're very communicative. We pray all the time, talk about things that God wants us to do. We read, we worship on God, and we just listen to him. That's the most important thing. So right now, we know what season we're in, and this is the first time I can honestly say that both of us are in this season prepared.
Yeah.
Other seasons we weren't prepared. But this one, I think we're very well equipped. We got our battle on. We got our sword. We ready. Yeah. So these, I'm going to lead into two scriptures that I found. One is Philippians 1, verse 6, being confident of this, that he who, let me start over. Hold on. I gotta read that right. Okay. Being confident of this, that he who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus. Then is James chapter 1, verse 2 through 4. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may mature and complete, not lacking anything. So these two things are very important because it just keeps us going, keeps us motivated, and keeps us focused on God. So with that, we're gonna lead into our first question. I'm gonna be asking Tay the question. The first question is, what is a transitional season, and how do you know that God is putting you through
one? I feel like a transitional season is any way, shape, or form where God makes you uncomfortable. We get so complacent, and comfortable where we are, with who we are, with what we're doing. And when God is ready to change your life or put you in position or give you another opportunity, you have to be the person you need to be in order to step into that.
Amen.
So when God is transitioning you, you feel uncomfortable. The things you have to do are uncomfortable. The people you have to let go, it makes you feel uncomfortable. The places you stop going to or have to enter into, it makes you uncomfortable because it's not something you're used to. We like to get stuck in our ways, and it's because we, as humans, we have that spirit of fear or anxiousness because it's not something we're used to. So you get to a point where you're like, okay, God, this don't feel right, right? And in that transition season, you'll feel it's Him because things will start to change around you without you even noticing, right? And then when you do notice, you start to be like, hold up, like wait,
this not what I asked for.
And what we don't realize is we pray for these things, right? We pray like God, like with the shop, I was praying like God, I was tired of working from my home studio. Like I'm tired of working from home, having different people in my home and just different spirits and energies walking. That's a dangerous thing, in your home. Like that's you want it to be filled with the presence of God. And sometimes there's people who enter who will not be that type of person or carry that type of energy or spirit. So it's kind of, and then the other thing was I'm the type of person I feel like if something is not moving, I'm not doing something right. If something is not changing, I need to do something else, right? But what I've also learned is sometimes we have to just be still. Right. Like you don't always have to be doing, just because you're busy don't mean you're productive.
Right.
I've learned that. Like you could be busy all day, every day. That don't mean you're doing, like it don't mean you're making a difference. It don't mean you're changing. It don't mean anything if you're just busy. But being productive, it's a whole different thing.
Right.
So I prayed and I asked for this. Like I asked God to, God, if this is for me, if this is what I'm supposed to be doing, reaching your people through my gift and through the talents that you blessed me with, and help me to see that I'm moving forward. Help me to see that what I'm doing is getting somewhere. And He put me in a transition. I started to feel like, and when He puts you in that space, you start to get irritable with certain things. Like I started to get irritated with people being in my house. I didn't want to work. Like it made me not want to work because I just didn't want people in my house. Like I wanted it to be like a sanctuary. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I want God's presence to be here and I can't just be letting people in and out. You know what I'm saying? And then the other thing was financially. I'm growing up, like I'm getting older, and I didn't want to get comfortable.
Right.
Because as a tattoo artist, I make hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars in a day. And when you're young and you don't have God, you kind of just like doing whatever. Like, oh, I made this, so I can just spend it. You know what I'm saying? But I have been really hard on myself when it came to finances, and I asked God to like help me to be better when it comes to my finances. Help me to have you at the center of everything I'm doing. So let you be at the center of my finances and guide me and lead me the right way. And I started to really get uncomfortable with the fact that I had to say no to myself and to people around me. It made me uncomfortable because I'm used to saying yes. I'm used to doing what I want to do. I'm used to getting what I want to get. But He was like, you need to get serious. Like, you need to buckle down. And it was very uncomfortable for me, this transition, not knowing, like, dang, this is another expense because I got to pay for this. Being nervous, like, am I going to get more clients? Because I'm moving into this big space, I'm going to need more clients, more money. But, after He put me in this space, He also made me sit and think, like, I've brought you through everything. I've made sure you lack nothing. Every time you step into something new, you have everything you need. Why would you worry now? So I took the step, and look, even now it's still like it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because He's still moving in me in a different way, even, like beyond the shop. Like with the podcast, we took the break. Like I felt like we needed it though because we are in this, like y'all, we living in this transition right now. Like I'm still,
as we speak, second,
I'm still
this
in
very
it.
second.
So it's like you will know because everything in you and around you will start to change.
Yeah.
The things you're used to, they will get taken from you. The people you used to will get taken from you. And a lot of people will think that's bad. But when you in a transition season with God, like, because you can be in a season with or without, but when you're in a season with God, He's preparing you for something bigger. He's positioning you, and you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. So I feel like you'll know you in that season when things start to feel uncomfortable for you. The places feel uncomfortable, people feel uncomfortable. the things you do feel uncomfortable, like you get disgusted with your saying, you get disgusted with doing the same things over and over, repetitive things bother you,
Yeah.
you know, when you're not being mature and decisions you make, it bothers you. I feel like that's when you know, like, I'm transitioning. God is transitioning me. I'm going to a different place. He's taking me to a different place. So I have to be who He's calling me to be in this space.
I have to.
I have
There's
to.
no more options.
It's not an option. Like,
yeah.
you have to be who He's calling you to be when He's transitioning you.
Mm-hmm.
And through the transition, He molds you,
mm-hmm.
right, into the person you're supposed to be once you step into that transition.
Amen.
So,
Amen.
Yeah, that's what I think. So what, you know.
Make sure I get this question right. Let me see. Yeah, like you said, it's a season of being uncomfortable, and that's hard to be aware of because most people are uncomfortable all the time. Like, it was never really a season where I sat in comfort. You know what I mean? It was always something went right. Spirit of like confusion or like shifting. It's very hard to distinguish what it is because things that come from God should not be confusing. However, sometimes they are. It's confusing too.
Because He's not the author of confusion. That's
exactly.
why He's saying that. Like.
Exactly. Like, it's not meant to be confusing, but learning how to listen to Him can be confusing because when you're so used to walking without Him, it's hard to listen to Him. So that's why every day, like when I am confused about what God wants me to do, I ask God, just strengthen my discernment. Like, allow me to know what is from you and what is not from you. Like, make me understand what I need to be doing to get closer to you. And really, it's hard to put in words what God puts in your head because you talk to God mostly alone. So like talking about Him is so like, it's kind of foreign in this generation, but that's why I really enjoy and appreciate talking to you because it allows me in our friend group, it allows me to verbalize when I'm in my head and talking to you all a lot. It's like, oh, I get what you're saying. So, but that's why it's so important to have godly friends around you to help you increase your discernment. Because before I didn't really have that, I don't think anybody did have that. So having godly friends to be able to communicate things with and make things make sense, and you giving me that book just helped me open my eyes. So in a season of shedding, it always comes with confusion, it always comes with misunderstanding, it always comes with like God is about to shift you in a way that you're not prepared for. It's like you said, you ask God for something, but the way that He does it is like, this is not what I was talking about.
He makes you uncomfortable in the space you're in, so He can move you to where you ask Him to go.
Exactly. But the hardest thing about that is before the shedding that I feel a disconnect from God. Like in this season of transition, it's been a season where like I have not felt Him. Like, it's been days where I have literally been calling out to God, screaming out to God, like, God, where are you? Like, I know you're there. I know you're there. And honest story, actually, a couple, maybe about a week or two ago, I was mad at God. I said, God, if an atheist right now called out to you, you would show yourself. And I said that in the car. I said, if an atheist right now called out to you and said, show yourself, I want to see you're real, you would show up to them. Why are you not showing up for me? And I am faithful to you, and I talk to you, and I study you, and I try every day to live with you. Why are you not coming for me? Like, I don't want you to send a friend. I don't want you to send a random stranger. I want to feel you. I want to feel you in your presence. I want you to talk to me. I want you to come to me. I want you to come in my dreams. I want you to comfort me. I don't want you to keep sending people. I appreciate what you've sent to me, but I need you. Like, forget everything else. But what I've learned is in that season of He has to remove Himself so that you can take that next jump. You have to take a leap of faith when you follow God. You have to. So what I've learned is that's why I quit my job, because God had been telling me to do that for a while. And I just kept saying, no, God, I'll wait for when I get more money. I'll wait for a better opportunity. I'll wait. And God's like, no, I need you to jump and trust that I'm going to catch you. So I'm talking to Him like, so you want me to jump after you just wasn't here for me, after you just disappeared, basically, for all these weeks, and I have not felt you, I have not sensed your presence, I have not, this when you want me to jump. And God's like, yeah, because I need you to trust me. I need you to trust that I'm going to be here even when you don't feel me. And that, I think, is the hardest thing, because I've never had to do that before in my entire life. I've never had to be uncomfortable. I've never had to take a leap of faith that's this large, like this life-changing. But I know that it's going to be worth it, because the life that I know that God is planning for me, it's big. My other goals were small. That's why the transition was small. But my goals that I have now, they're huge. So he's going to expect a huge leap.
Yeah.
So that's the hardest thing I think for me right now in this current season is trusting him, even though I have not felt him in a very long time.
Yeah, and I feel like also just based off what you said, like those seasons where we don't feel God's presence, I feel like it's us.
Yeah.
Like it's not him, it's us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's his way of saying like lock in.
Yeah.
Like lock in, you know, like you have to know that I'm. But yeah, just like my shirt say, faith, you know, walk by faith, not by sight. Shout out to my mom for getting me this hoodie for my birthday. She got me a few like, you know, Christian based hoodies. I appreciate her for that. But like when you in that season, like when you feel like God is not there, he's not listening to you, or like you're crying out to him, he hasn't shown up, like he's there the entire time. It's us who feel like he's supposed to show up the way we want him to.
Right.
But he shows up in the way he feels is necessary, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes you need that moment of silence to collect your mind, collect your thoughts, collect your spirit, you know what I'm saying? Just to be in a position where he can speak to you when you do start to feel his presence, you can hear him clearly and you can, you know, navigate through that in the proper way. And like, I know how you keep saying like confusion, like you keep using the word confusion. And I feel like you mean it in a more so like uncomfortable way.
Yeah.
Like it makes you a little like, this don't seem right type of way. Because like even us changing as people.
Yeah.
Like I find myself just like recently like missing old version of myself. Knowing that it did nothing for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Missing how I used to be. Because it's easy to walk in darkness because the devil doesn't attack you.
Right.
It feels like everything's smoother, everything easier, just, you know, not fighting your flesh. Right. But ultimately it leads to nothing.
Yeah.
Like it led me to the darkest place I had ever been in.
Right.
Living that way. And you know, the reason people don't understand, like the reason it feels easy to not when you're not walking with God is because the devil already has you. He doesn't need to attack you.
Right.
He doesn't need to do anything to you. He has you exactly where he wants you.
Exactly.
When you are walking with God, when you're really deep in your faith, when you're really focused on him and you're moving with him and your life starts to change, of course the devil is going to come because he sees what God is about to do in you before you can. He knows, like, look at how she moved. Like, look, she walked different, she talked different, she moved different, her choices are different, the way she handles people is different. Like, and the attacks come from every angle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, this week for me with the attacks has been wild, like wild. But like not one time, and y'all my witnesses, like my whole friend group can tell you I've been gone through it all. Because the way God has been moving for me, how can I panic?
Right.
How can I not trust him?
Right.
When he's already brought me through my worst days. Like,
without you asking.
Without me asking.
Yeah.
He's already done everything for me. Why would I panic? You know what I'm saying? So when y'all feel those seasons and when you're in the transitioning season and you feel like God is not there, he's not talking to you, like our AK just said, you have to trust that he's there anyway.
Yeah.
And he's moving, whether you see it or not.
Yeah.
But when he do come and you feel him and you feel his presence, you better be obedient. Whatever he's calling you to do, you better do it because
y'all know he's calling you to not do as well.
Y'all know this, but like AK cried. Like she was hurting, like she was very, I don't want to say frustrated, but very uneasy about what God was calling her to do with her stepping away from her job. Because financial security as an adult is very important. Like you don't ever want to feel like, oh, I don't have this, I can't do this. It's very uneasy feeling, but I feel like, and I told AK this herself, like sometimes when God feel like something is consuming you and he can't have you the way he wants you and needs you, he'll take it away.
Yeah.
And that job, like y'all know, that job was really taking a toll on her. Yeah. So
mentally, physically,
I actually knew for a while before you even did it that it was coming.
Yeah.
Like I knew it, like God, like, because the way you were so serious about, even now, you so serious about your relationship with God. I knew that eventually, because that was a blockage for you, like I remember days you would tell me, like, I couldn't even pray today.
Yeah.
I couldn't even sit with God today. It was just so much. Like, when I got home,
too much.
I wanted to go to sleep. I wanted to, like, you barely had time to smile, type thing. And I'm happy that you were obedient in the midst of this transition because you're still going through it, right? You don't know what's to come.
No.
You used to say that the other day, like, I don't even know what's coming.
I don't even know what's next.
But I trust you. Like, I don't know where the money gonna come. I don't know, but I trust God, you know. And I'm so happy for you that you're being obedient, and even though it's uncomfortable for you, you're willing to take that step. So
I appreciate that.
yeah, it's just so y'all know, man, the transition season is very, very, very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. It makes you feel very uneasy. But the one
and you sound crazy.
You
sound crazy.
You sound crazy. To other people, they like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Why would you quit your job?
Yeah.
Like, what are you gonna do? How you gonna survive?
Yeah.
God feeds the birds every day.
He makes sure he can put some on my car note. He can put some on it.
He makes sure squirrels eat.
Yeah.
You think I'm gonna go without?
No.
You think I'm gonna lack anything? No.
And if I do lack anything, I'm not meant to have it.
Yeah.
That's just what I'm not meant to have it.
Just like you wasn't meant to have this job.
No.
Because anything God has taken away, you're not supposed to have it.
No.
Like a lot of people be like, oh, I lost this, I don't have that. Why? Like, you didn't need it.
Right.
Maybe something greater is coming. You just hang tight. Be patient.
Right.
Trust him. All right, so we're gonna move to the next because man, listen, I told her when we was even talking about this topic today that the conversation was gonna flow because we're literally in this season right now.
It's a real time.
It's wild. But the next question is, when was the time God, we already kind of talked about this, when was the time God put you through a transition period? And did you try to fight it?
Well, other than this current time, this very second of transitioning, the last time I was really through a transition period was when I retired from basketball. Like, that's why I'm so familiar with this transition, because the same feelings and thoughts and emotions that I had when I was quitting basketball. Like, when I came home from Sweden, I worked out every single day in the summer. Worked out every day, 5 a.m., twice a day, did open gyms. And as an athlete, as a hooper, you know something's wrong when you working out every day, you're not getting no better. I didn't get no better that entire summer. Like, you know, when you come back, you're a little rusty, you're a little off, but reps, consistency, you get better. I went through the whole, I'm talking about June, July, August, didn't get no better. And I'm just sitting in my bed like, God, okay, I'm in the gym, I'm eating healthy, I'm not going out, I'm not partying, I had a dude at the time, but like, that wasn't a distraction because we was in the gym together. Like, we was both hoopers. So it's like, I'm not distracted. I'm doing what you told me to do. I just came off a championship, so I'm on my high horse. Why am I not getting no better? And I was confused. And I remember I was at a dinner for Zaya Cook. I think she had came home and did a camp. And she had asked me, like, how's overseas? And I was like, I hate it. And it came so, like
fast.
I shocked myself. Like, my trainer was there, my sister was there. Because I had kind of talked to my sister about, like, I'm just kind of tired of basketball. But, you know, you just have a thought, but you're like, I'm not about to quit. Like, that's your life. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing every day consistently. That's what's comfortable. That's what is the money maker right now. I don't know anything else. I was playing basketball since I was in the 3rd grade. I don't know what a job is. I don't have a resume. I don't know. I can't quit. I got plans. I'm only 20. I was 24 at the time. I'm like, I have a whole career ahead of me. I can't quit. So when she asked me, like, how's overseas, and I said, I hate it. Like, I want to stop. Like, it came so fast. I was like, that was my real feelings about it. That was my real emotions towards basketball. And since that day, like, my sister, we had left, she was like, do you notice that you said you don't like basketball? And I was like, yeah. I said, that's kind of, because even, like, Zai was, like, shocked. Like, everybody at that table was like, what you mean you don't?
Right.
And I had to kind of, like, like, laugh it off. But really, I had to sit and think about that. Like, it's, like, what is it benefiting me but money? Because at that point, if money is the only thing keeping you going, that's not good enough. It's not good enough. So I'm just like, what am I gaining from playing basketball? I've already learned all these things. I've already accomplished what I wanted to accomplish. I've already did everything. What am I learning? So I went on a trip, a week without basketball. It was the best week of my life. It was the best. I didn't have to worry about working out. I didn't have to worry about nothing. So while I was on the trip, I literally was like, yeah, I'm done. Like, I'm not going. I was signed to play in Spain. I'd already seen my apartment. I already talked to the GM, the coach. I had an apartment on the beach.
Wow.
On the beach. So I could have woke up and be on the beach
Wow.
every single day. And I'm just looking at the pictures. I'm looking at them, talk to the coaches, and I'm just like, I'm not going. I'm not. Because something in my heart was just telling me, like, it's time to stop.
Wow.
It's time to hang up the shoes. It's time to be done. It's time. So when he finally put it in my heart, I didn't tell no one for like 2 weeks. I just stopped working out. I tried to pray it away. I tried to talk to God. Even at the time, I didn't really know God. I'm still talking to him like, God, is this really what you want me to do? Like, is this really what my next step is stopping basketball? Because I don't have a job. I ain't got no money. I don't have nothing lined up. But it's just like a feeling you had. And that's why I tell people, when you learn what God sounds like to you, you can't let no one else talk you out of what he's telling you, because only you know what he sounds like. He's not a huge thunder voice that comes out and everybody hears. It's like between you and him. I'm telling you this, and you need to listen. Because if you don't listen, I know him. I know God. In other seasons where I didn't listen, I was punished for it. Just like a parent. When you don't listen to your parents, what happens? You get on whooping. You get on punishment. It's been seasons where God has told me to stop doing something, and I didn't listen, and he stopped me. So I knew if I don't stop and be obedient to him right now, he's gonna make me pay for it. And I don't like that.
The whoopings from God.
I don't like it. It's a long recovery time.
And you listen.
It's a long recovery time. After a punishment from God. So I said, you know what, God, I would just literally started working with kids, and I will say I am not the person I am today with God if I did not start that job. Had I kept playing basketball, had I went to Spain, had I maybe went to WNBA, had I done something else basketball-wise, the things that I've learned, the things that I've seen, the connections I've made, the people's lives that I've changed, the feelings that I got, the lows that I felt, the highs that I felt, the things that I've learned, I would not be who I am today if I had not taken that job. I learned how to cope. I learned how to express my feelings. I learned what anxiety was. I learned what ADHD was, depression. I always had these feelings, but I didn't know what they were. So working in mental health, I learned even the smallest of things affects you. It affects your outlook on life, because I'm working with kids who are so influential at a young age that something that you learn in second grade, I can see how that can be the reason why you act the way you do as an adult, because you learn it so young. So actually seeing it in real time and knowing that I can be the person in your life to stop that. Because how many people do you remember from being younger where you're like, oh, she changed my life. Like, she changed my life. He changed my life. Without him, I wouldn't be who I am. So being that, knowing that I can be that person for children, it motivated me. It changed me. So it made me find my purpose. And I told my kids this all the time, my clients at school, like, without y'all, I would have never found my purpose. Because I didn't know I was special until I worked this job. I had no idea. So without working here, without retiring from basketball, without giving up what I idolized, and that's why I tell people, don't idolize nothing, because he'll remove it quickly. He will remove it.
And people don't even realize, like, idols isn't always like another god or another, like, a thing, or, you know, it can literally be something you do. It can literally
every
be
day.
a person. It can literally, you know what I'm saying? So, and you, like, when it comes to God, when you feel like you're about to step into that, when you accept him in your heart, you say, I want you. Like, you know, he will take that thing away from you, because when he needs you, when he needs your attention, when he wants your attention, like, because God doesn't need us, but when he wants your attention, like, he's going to get it. One way or another. You know what I'm saying? And when you, like you said, when you don't let that thing go, the repercussions be crazy. Like, you don't want to, you know what I'm saying? You're going to suffer those consequences at the end of the day when you're not obedient. And that's why I said, when you're in a transition season, you have to be obedient. Whatever he's trying to take away from you, wherever he's trying to take you, wherever you're supposed to go, like, yes, it's uncomfortable. People might judge you. People might not like you.
People will judge you. People will not like you.
And you're gonna lose a lot of people. You're gonna lose a lot of things. You might even lose yourself in the process, because in order to live for God, you have to die to yourself.
Every day.
Every single day.
Every
this
second,
is a daily
every
battle. See, people think, like, you get in this relationship with God, you accept God in your heart, you believe Jesus, you believe he died on the cross, came back, you know, and that's where it stops. Like, okay, I believe
that's where it starts.
That's where it starts. And every single day, you have to die to yourself. You have to. I've been kicking my flesh, but, like, KO.
I feel like I'm in a boxing match.
Like, I've been KO in my flesh. Like, you ain't got
because your flesh know it can't go with you. It knows that.
It
It knows.
And it wants you to, you know, it wants you to really like give up and be like, I'm gonna just take the easier route.
Yeah.
Because just like I heard somebody say in another podcast that I was watching, and he was like, of course, being a Christian not easy. If it was easy, everybody would do it. But it's one of the hardest things to do, so everybody strays away from it. Because I feel like a lot of people, they be like, oh, I don't believe in God. People make me not believe. Really, that's your way of making it easy on yourself.
Right.
Because if you believe in God, you know God, and you know He real, and you know what His word says, you don't have to clean your act up.
Yeah.
You gonna have to change your ways, and people don't want to do that.
You have to take accountability. You have to look yourself in the mirror. Like, one of the hardest things I've had to do with this walk with God is look myself in the mirror and not place the blame on others for how my life is going.
Yeah.
Now, do things happen that make you do things that causes a certain reaction? Of course. But at some point, you have to look at yourself and be like, what am I doing?
Right.
One thing that my coach from college always taught me, taught me and my teammates, is in every failed relationship, in every failed situation, the common denominator is yourself.
Yeah.
In every single thing that happens. So whether it's a breakup, whether it's a friendship that doesn't work, whether it's you and your parents, it's something, and it might be intentional or unintentional.
Right.
But it's something about you and how you acted, how you responded, that is the cause for your turmoil.
Yeah.
And it might not be like people often say, like, oh, my parents, they were bad people. My dad would abandon me. Okay, I understand that, and I hate that. But how did you respond to that?
Right.
How did you hate every man that came into your life? Were you rude off of it? Were you spiteful? Were you not a good person? Did you not try to heal? Because now at this point, you're blaming this failed parent for your how you react to the people, and that's not what God wants. Like, God lost his father. Jesus lost his father. Jesus' father died. People I don't think people realize that he knows grief.
Yeah.
He didn't use grief as an excuse to mess up the plan that God had.
Yeah.
He knew it was in the plan.
Wrong, you know? Yeah. Like, and that's another thing too. Like, there's a lot of people out here who don't even want to heal.
They don't.
Like, they like the idea of blaming other people. Well, I'm like this because my mom does.
Yeah.
I'm like this because my
You're
dad.
45.
Like, bro.
You're almost
you got grandchildren. Like, you got kids. You in a marriage.
You got 2 mortgages.
Like, you got
your mama dead.
You got to figure it out.
You're still blaming
her. You know
her.
what I'm saying? Like, that is one of the things that actually rubs me the wrong way. Like, I don't like when people be like, well, you know how I am.
Yeah.
So I have to accept it.
Right.
God knows how we are. He got to accept it. When you get to heaven.
What you gonna tell him?
When you get that meeting with God, when Jesus come back, and he be like, why'd you do this? Well, you know how I am.
Okay, yeah. Shit. I never knew you. I never knew you.
Oh, wait,
I never knew you.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, y'all gotta be, like, those transition periods are important. And yes, you're gonna look at yourself and you might not even like who you are.
For a season.
Like, yes.
For
like,
I'm just now starting to.
Did not like who I was
Same.
before I started my journey with God. Like, and when I started it, I didn't like myself even more.
Nope.
I started to see myself in ways like,
your insecurities
I'm disgusted
come out.
with myself. Like,
yep.
I don't like this.
Mm-hmm.
I literally beg God to change me. And now I can wake up and I can look in the mirror and be happy with who I am. I can love myself. I can love the way I am. I know that I'm kind-hearted. I know that I'm loving. I know that, you know, I don't handle things the same way I used to. I don't get angry, like, and react off my emotion, because we all have emotions, right? But the way I used to act off my emotion, like, if you hurt me, you do anything to
Karma's coming.
No, I'm coming.
Yeah.
Don't wait on karma. I'm coming to do something. Like, I'm gonna get my get back.
Yeah.
Like, and I know there's people out there like that. Like, I'm being real. This is real. Like, there's nobody out there till this day that did something to me and got away with it. Whether they know it or not, you did it. Like, whatever you did to me.
She was a dangerous
listen, I didn't play. I didn't play. Like, don't get over on me. Because I'm going to figure out a way to get you back.
Right.
Whether you know it or not, I got you back. So for all the people out there, please forgive me. I forgive me. I forgave myself. I forgive you if you've hurt me.
Amen.
And I pray you forgive me. But also, like, like I said, that transition period is different. Mm-hmm. It's difficult. It's very uncomfortable.
Very.
You are not gonna like who you are.
Mm-hmm.
But in that process, you're going to come to love the person that God creates you to be through that transition.
Because it creates you to be more confident. Because once you walk with God and you really walk into the person that you are meant to be, you'll learn to love yourself, because this is who God intended me for me to be. And once you realize that God makes no mistakes, God is very intentional, and God put you through these seasons, intentionally
Yeah.
to test and build your character. People understand like you have to go through stuff to go to build your character to get into heaven. I think people think that once you get to heaven, it's just like, okay, now I'm gonna magically be this amazing person.
Yeah.
No, God has to build your character for him to trust that you're able to be around my people. If you're a spiteful person, why would I bring you around my children?
Because also our work don't stop
No.
here on earth. Like there's a position for all of us when we get there.
Right.
Like, and you know,
if he don't trust you with small, how can he trust you with many?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be a good steward over the small things for him to give you more. And sometimes that can even mean yourself.
Yeah.
Like even when you feel small, you gotta figure out a way to build, build with God so he can build you up so that you can feel better about yourself. And like I said, like that transition from hating who I was to loving the person I am today, like I love who I am today. I absolutely love it. I love it. I have my days. I'm human.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? I still feel emotions. I get angry. I get frustrated. But I don't handle things the same. When I get angry and frustrated, I pray. I calm down. I breathe. I don't treat people wrong because of how I feel or make decisions off of impulse. You know what I'm saying? So, this transition I'm in right now, man, God is maturing me and moving in a way that I'm not gonna lie, it scares me a little bit. And I was just telling you before we even started, recording, like it's more scary, like and I feel like a lot of people feel this. People are more scared of success than failure. My dad, for example, my dad, like I said in one of the episodes, he's been battling, with drugs and stuff like that. And a few episodes ago, I just told y'all that he was sober for 8.5. And my discernment is, what I'm saying, it's strong. My dad, I believe sincerely he's back on drugs, right? And at first I was angry about it, right? But then I had to sympathize and empathize with him, and I had to understand because my dad has literally told me to my face before, like, when life is going good for me, when good things are happening to me, I don't feel like I deserve it because of who I was.
Right.
And that it kind of made me feel like, wow, people are really more afraid of success than they are with failure because failure feels comfortable. It's easy. It's easy to sulk in it and sit in it and be like, all right, whatever, I'll figure it out when I figure it out. But when you're successful and you have to still be this kind person, this loving person, and I feel like that's what scares people the most. Like, am I still going to be who I am today if I get everything that I prayed for? Because I honestly believe if I got all the things I used to pray for, when I asked for them, I'd have mishandled it anyway.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have did right anyway. I wouldn't have it still to this day.
No.
So I would have asked for it just to lose it. And
we still asked for it though.
Yeah.
God just said no.
Yeah, he said no. And
put it back.
Or it's either wait.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's either no or it's wait. And like it's uncomfortable to feel that. But don't be afraid of your success because the way God brings you through, the way he builds you up, the way he molds you and shapes you to be the person, know that God is not going to give you anything you're not ready for.
Right.
Like nothing.
Right.
If you're not ready for it, you're not going to have it.
No.
So when you're in that position, when you get what you pray for, when you're living in one of your prayers, you have to be grateful, thankful, and know that you're supposed to be there.
Right.
Wherever he has you is exactly where you need to be. Don't question it.
Right.
Don't be afraid of it. Step into it with confidence. Step into it with boldness, and accept that God has placed you there and he's answered your prayer. So I think that's the part of transition I'm in. I think that I'm in a space where I was worried, like, am I ready for all this? Am I ready, for this podcast? Am I ready for the shop? Am I ready for, this coaching job? Am I in this space to be the person that you're calling me to be? And, he's helped me realize through word, through reading, through prayer, through just silence that you're exactly where you're supposed to be right now. And I wouldn't have gave it to you if you weren't. The other thing that I'm going through in this transition is him removing people and things away from me, and that's a scary feeling to have, to be comfortable with the people around you and people that's in your life. And it makes me nervous to feel like this is where I'm comfortable, this is what I know, this is who I know, and then you taking all my friends, you taking my family, you're removing me from places and people, and it don't feel right, right? But the other part of me is like, bring it on.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Like, go ahead. I'm
Yeah.
ready to shake a tail feather. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, it feels amazing, and at the same time, it also feels like,
Yeah.
okay.
But whatever you feel, I'm
Yeah.
sure you take it to God. And you bring it to God, and you are thankful for the transition, but also pray for discernment and strength to handle whatever He brings you. But I think people often forget to pray for strength to handle
And wisdom
to not lose it.
Yeah.
Because you can ask, oh, I want $1 million, I want a new house, but if you don't have the wisdom to keep it, you're gonna lose it. If you don't have the good intentions, if your character is not built for what it's supposed to be, like you're going to lose it, or you're gonna get it, but you're never gonna be satisfied.
Yeah.
And that's the part where people, I think, often lack. Like they think, well, if I get this new house, if I get this girlfriend, if I get this boyfriend, if I get these new shoes, if I get this chain, if I get this, you're never gonna be happy. It's always going to be a void, always. So just pray. If life is going good, pray. If it's going bad, pray. If it's stagnant, pray. Just pray every day, all the time.
And like, you know, like we always say, this is what our favorite saying. All I gotta do is wake up and follow Him, and the rest is being handled.
Amen.
That's all you gotta do every day. Wake up
and follow Him.
Follow Him.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure every decision you make, every breath you take, every conversation you have, every action you do, everything that you do, let Him be the center of it.
Mm-hmm.
Let Him lead your guide to, and I promise you, every single day you have, whether it's good or bad, it's gonna go good.
Yeah.
Hey, your bad days gonna feel good.
Yeah.
Like my bad days right now feel good.
They feel great because I got through them differently.
Like they feel good. Like I'll be excited when I make it through a bad day and I ain't lose my mind. I ain't go crazy. I ain't treat nobody wrong. I'm calm. I trust God. Like I'll be so excited. I'll be like, well, I'm growing. Like this feels so good to know that I just had one of the worst days ever. Not that let it affect me or the way I feel about God. So
like we're to the point now where like when we have a bad day or something, or the devil tries us, or something happens, we literally laugh.
Like it'd be funny.
Like something happened, I'm just like, okay, God, I see what you, I see. Like I did pray for strength, and you threw that curveball at me. I get it. Like just starting this episode with the mics wasn't working, the stand wasn't working, the iPad wasn't working. What we do? Okay, God. Okay.
Trust you.
And look, the mic ain't messed up yet. So God, thank you. I appreciate you.
Shout out to Him, man.
Shout out to Him.
We in a new space, so we're still trying to get it, together and stuff like that. But it's so funny because like even the other day when I told you like when that happened to me, I was praying and I was like, God, help me be this stupid over the stuff that I have, and help me be appreciative and grateful for I am. Help me to, be content with what I have, and I feel like I always need more.
Right.
And then I got to work to tattoo, and my tattoo gun didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
And I got like 5 of them.
Yeah.
4 out of the 5 did not work.
Yeah.
Like no matter what I did, no matter how I tried to do it, it just wasn't working. Yeah. I got to the last one. I laughed. I said, okay, guys.
Sometimes that's all you got. That's all
you got. I said, just let this one work. So because it was somebody in my chair, like waiting to get down. Like, let this one work. That man came on, started, but I said, thank you. Like I was thinking on the rest of the day, and then the other thing that made me thank Him, that I was in a position to hop right on Amazon and order another one.
Yeah. Like
because a few years back, I would have just been out of luck.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but I'm so blessed, highly favored that He looked out for me, took care of me, and the gun came the next day. The tattoo gun came the next day. So shout out to God, man. He's so funny.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
He's hilarious.
He's a funny guy. He's a funny guy. Sometimes he's a little too funny, but
I'm like, all right, chill out.
Yeah, I'm like, chill out.
Be cool, bro.
But that's how I know God got sense of humor. Because he's funny.
Bro, he's so funny. Weak now, like, okay. I feel you.
I heard you.
I get it, bro.
Okay. Well, I think you kind of answered this one already. How differently do you handle the season of transition now versus when you weren't walking with God? So I think like you kind of answered that.
Yeah, they kind of answered that. It's just different. Like, in the beginning of my walk, when I was a baby in faith, I still would throw tantrums.
Yeah.
Like, bro, come on. Why you
just
get
extra.
all mad and
just
extra. Then getting so mad. I ain't praying right now. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Like, but now, like, the peace, the joy, the contentment I feel, like, I just feel calm inside. Like, in my heart, I feel healed. I just feel blessed. I'm grateful. Like for a long time, the hardest thing for me was forgiving myself for the life I lived before this, and all the ways I handle things before him. So now that I have him and seeing all the things he brought me through and still seeing greatness and potential in me and purpose in me after all the things that I've been through, it makes me want to handle things differently. Like when you get so deeply in God, it makes you want to handle things differently. Like you want to be more like Christ. And when those things come at you, it's like I would be crazy to not trust you in this moment when you've already done everything. Like you've already brought me through everything. So yeah, I do. Y'all actually been telling me that the last few days. All my friends were telling me, "You're so calm. You're so calm. You're so," you know. Even Elise the other day, one of my friends, she was like, "I'm learning from you. Like the way you've been handling situations lately is giving me like a whole different type of, approach to things." And I'm like,
it's hard to handle things calmly as your first reaction. Yeah, it's difficult.
But I've learned like any other reaction, it just drives you crazier. And also, I feel like when we panic or get frustrated or angry in the situations we in, that's even when we dealing with people, like when they hurt us or do something crazy. Because like the thing that happened with my neighbor, just wild stuff like that. But you can't react off of impulse. You have to react knowing that he is there and he's gonna handle it, even when it's small. Because a lot of people feel like when things are small, like it was little, I can get mad at it. Like no, everything you have to trust him in everything. Like the smallest things, you have to believe. Like God is with me. I know He's gonna bring me through this. Like He's already brought me through other things. Why wouldn't I trust Him? I would be crazy. And it's kind of like disrespectful to
not trust Him.
After all He done, after all He done for me specifically, because I can't speak for everybody else, but I know my God is great, so I know He's doing for y'all too. But for me, it would be so disrespectful to believe this man ain't gonna show up for me after all He's shown up for me for through life, through even recent right now through this transition. He's shown up for me every single time. It would just be disrespectful to not be calm, to not be like, all right, God, you got it, to give it to Him and immediately let it go. Like soon as I used to pray and hold on to it.
Right.
I used to pray and through the whole day think about what I just prayed for. That don't even
that don't do nothing.
It does nothing. And what did I just pray for if I'm still holding on to it?
Right.
Like He said, like the burdens are heavy, but my yoke is light. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't want to carry these burdens. I'd rather give them to you, and you can make me lighter. You know what I'm saying? You can carry them for me because I don't have the strength. I don't have, especially on my own. I can get the strength from you, but by myself, I can't do this. So I'm not gonna panic. I'm not gonna stress. I'm gonna give it to you, and you got it. Because when I handle
yours,
when I handle it,
since you want it so bad, you take it. Take it.
Like I told you, give it to me.
Take it.
All right, here. Like, cause I want it anyway.
Yeah, I know.
We be thinking we can do stuff by ourselves. Like you literally cannot.
You literally can't.
You cannot. And then it's so many people who feel like their problems is financial or because of the relationships they in or the place they in or the job they work at. No, it's you because you think you're Superman or Superwoman and you think you do everything on your own. Everybody needs help.
And that's coming from two people pleasers. So that's how
literally,
you know. Like I know.
Like I think I can save everybody.
Yeah. And the guy had to
I am not God. He like, are you trying to beat me?
Yeah,
you
that's disrespectful.
That's so disrespectful to think you could beat me.
I said, hold on. I don't want that.
I don't want that type of thing. Listen, the problems, I know God be up there like, please.
Shaking his head. Today. He be in his robe like.
Did not just say, I know he be looking at us like a disappointed parent. Like,
but he's so patient. And he still loves
kind, graceful, merciful. So yeah, I do handle things different. How do you feel about that?
I think one thing that I have noticed, one of my biggest problems for me is I lack consistency. Like,
wow,
I got
big of you to say.
I've always lacked it. That's always been my problem.
That's big of you to say.
Always. Like, whether it be with basketball, whether it be with a diet, whether that be reading, whether that be praying, whether that be anything in my life, that any goal that I have in my life, I've always struggled with consistency. Like you said, I try to continue to carry that burden. Like, the book you gave me, it was supposed to be a 40-day read. Did I skip a few days? Yeah. Did I skip a week maybe here? Yeah. But the old me would be like, oh, I missed it, so I'm just going to give up. Like, I would literally give up if I missed a day, if I missed 2 days, if I got off track, I would give up my goal because I'm not good enough. Like, I would convince myself that I wasn't good enough, I wasn't worthy enough. It don't work anyway, I'm going to stop. But I just think that the new me, I focus and I strive on consistency. Even if I lack and I miss a day, I make sure that next day I'm on it. Even if I lack and I miss a week, I make sure I get back on it because not being consistent has hurt me more than anything. That is my biggest struggle. Even with basketball, my coaches always told me, "You're not consistent." I used to be offended, like, "What you mean I'm not?" But that's how I know when you call something out what it is, the reaction you get, that's how you know it's true.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you brought up the word consistency around me, I'll get irritated.
Yeah.
Like, oh, they're talking about me. Ain't nobody talking about you. Ain't nobody talking about you.
Delusion.
Nobody's talking about you. But I would instantly get triggered, instantly get irritated, because I know myself. I know I wasn't consistent. So in this new season of myself, I strive for consistency. I don't care what happens. I don't care what gets in my way. I'm going to, if I don't do the goal that I set for that day, I'm going to try as hard as I can to accomplish something. I'm going to get something accomplished.
That's beautiful.
And as well as confidence, I focus more on his word, because my biggest problem is when something happens to me, I try to handle it myself, or I try to respond with AK words. I try to respond the way that I feel you need to hear in that moment. But from others around me, I've been told, like, you're judgmental, or you don't say this the right way, or you're whatever. Like, the feedback I get is like, I had to look at myself like, am I judgmental? Am I rude? Am I criticizing you? So I had to sit with God with it, like, God, please remove any judgmental will, any look that I get, any emotion. So one thing that I focused on is reading God's word to know how to respond when certain things happen, because God put us on this earth to make us as much like Jesus as possible. So the same battles that Jesus faces, we face.
Right.
Jesus knows betrayal.
Right.
He knows sadness. He knows grief. He knows loss. He knows all
betrayal
this.
for sure.
He knows. I ain't gonna talk about Judas. We ain't gonna talk about him. He triggers me.
Man.
Like, Jesus knows all these feelings. So once I read that and I learned, like, God put us on this earth to test us the same way He tested Jesus, to make us more like Him, it made me say, well, if I need to know the answer to something, go to the source. Go to the Bible.
Right.
Pray about it. So now when I respond, I try to respond a way that God says.
Christ-like.
So when, like, for example, when people, sometimes people aren't the most smartest people. They ain't got the most common sense.
Common sense
I
ain't
have
common.
I have different verbiage for it, but I'm trying to not cuss. I'm trying to use more positive language. But you and I both know there's some people out there that
We all been working on that.
you know what I'm saying? So instead of calling them, like, instead of gossiping about the situation and calling them a derogatory name or judging their situation, I say it's just a fool. And a fool is not. It's what God uses.
Yeah.
Someone who rejects the knowledge of God is a fool.
Yeah.
So you can't tell me I'm judgmental, because God said that.
Yeah.
I didn't say that. Those are not my words. So I become confident in how I handle situations, because whatever you say to me, I know you're not criticizing me, you're criticizing Him. And I would hate to be criticizing Him.
Yeah.
I would hate to be standing before God like, so when I sent my little one to help you, this is how you reacted. So why'd you do that? I never want to be that person.
And I think, like, a part of what you're saying, like, with the judgment thing, like, people, as soon as somebody say something about them, oh, you judging me, you judge. Like, God even says in the Bible, if you say something, right, yes, you should be aware of your own sin. You should hate your own sin more than you hate another person's sin. That's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
But the other thing is, if I'm coming to you wholeheartedly out of care, out of love, out of Christ-like love on top of that, and I'm trying to, it's a difference between judgment and correction.
Right.
Right? If I'm trying to correct you because I see you are going down the wrong path and I know better, right? And I just was saying this earlier. I know better. I'm going to be the one to get in trouble. If I'm around you, allowing you to do all this, and God knows I know, you may not know, but God knows I know. If I'm not either one, subtracting myself from what's going on, or two, correcting you, then I'm going to be corrected.
Exactly.
I'm going to get in trouble.
Exactly.
I'm going to be judged because I know better.
Mm-hmm.
So everything somebody says to you, and y'all have to understand this, like, every time somebody says something to you, sometimes you gotta be, it's just like in sports. If your coach telling you your shooting percentage is terrible, and you get on here, I know how to shoot. Nobody said you can't shoot. I said your shooting percentage is terrible. You need to get in the gym and work on your shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody ain't picking on you. Everybody is not just.
Especially if people are saying the same things. And that's what I want people to really sit and think, like, okay, is this person that said this, are they a good person? Probably not. They probably have their own things they're battling with.
Right.
But how many people have you been around? How many different seasons have you been in? How many different environments have you been in to where someone's saying the exact same thing about you?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay, well, my mom, I don't like my mom. She's a butthole. Okay, I get that, but what she said, is it true?
Yeah.
Is it a fact? I had to catch myself because I would close off what I'm hearing from someone because I didn't like that person. Like, for example, my coach from college. Anything she said to me, well, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. You're a bad person. You're this. I don't like you. I don't. So anything she said, and so one day I had to sit and think like, damn, she right. And she right what she's saying. She's spot on. I don't have consistency. I don't get in the gym. I'm not consistent. I don't work on my game. I don't you have to look at what these people are saying, but also ask God to give you strength because that's something you have to tackle, not to be spiteful. Because I found myself in a season trying to tackle things just to spite her, or just to spite people that said things about me. Just to prove you wrong. Like, oh, well, you said this, so I'm going to do this. Now, is that a good motivator? Absolutely. But if that becomes your only focus, if I'm going to do this to prove this person wrong, it's bad intentions. Yeah. I want to be consistent because that's one thing that I lack and something that I want to get better on. I'm not doing it because my mom said. I'm not doing it because my dad said. I'm not doing it because my coach said, because my teacher, whatever. I'm doing that because between me and God, that's something that I personally have taken to Him to better me with. And that takes accountability.
It's going to happen for you just because of the simple fact that you are humble enough to accept that that's a part of you that you struggle with.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because I feel the same. Like, I feel like inconsistent with certain things too. Like, I start, like, I'm the type of person when I start something, I have to finish it. Or it drives me crazy. But I'm also the type of person, if I start something and I don't finish it, I just won't go back to it. I'll try something else.
Right.
And that's not a good, like, you know, what you start, you need to finish.
Right.
Because even God finishes what He starts.
Right.
Jesus finishes what He starts. And it says in the Bible, just like what you read earlier, like, trust that the work that He started in you, He's going to finish it, right? So we have to be Christ-like.
Mm-hmm.
We start something,
finish it.
We got to finish it.
Or tell God, like, okay, this is not what I need to do. Talk to Him about it. Don't just quit because you want to quit.
Yeah.
No, that's
not. I ain't feel like that today, so I'm just.
Did you ask God?
Right.
At least ask Him about it. I ask God everything. Even when we go on a trip, hey God, is it cool we go to Chicago?
Yeah.
Is this the right time? Is this cool?
Because anything could happen, and like you know, when you do come to Him like that, if you would have said that and something happened where we couldn't go,
we can't go.
It wasn't. It ain't in His plans. We would have found something to do here and called it a day.
Yeah.
But like even when I started this podcast, I kept feeling like I don't think I'm the person for this. Like, you sure, God? Like, you sure? I don't know. He got tired of me. Like, didn't I say? Like, why did you ask me if I'm sure? Are you sure?
That's how I know this job. I said, God, are you sure? Like, are you? Just give me a sign, and boom, sign. Can you make it a little clearer? Boom, sign.
I had to learn.
Keep like here.
Like, and I had to learn to stop treating him like a magician. Like, I ain't gonna keep giving you signs. I don't know. I already told you. Quit asking me for signs. Do what I told you to do. It's just like with your parents or with your coach. Like, I told you to do. Quit asking me.
Yeah.
I told you. No, it's not another way around it. No, it's not. You know what I'm saying? Because we be trying to find ways around. Like, how about I just do it like this?
Yeah.
You know, do what I said. Or it's
and
not gonna work.
We didn't try to have like, okay, I ain't gonna do it fully. I'm gonna put my toe in, and God be like, he just push in. He just.
Yeah. So that being said, I'm very thankful for the space that God has me in, even through this transition, because it's very important and detrimental to the person I'm trying to be and become. And though it's making me uncomfortable, it's making me question a lot of things. And a lot of people, I'm okay with it, like because I know the conversations me and him have, and I know the things that I asked for. In order for me to get him, he gonna have to do what you, like you said, shed.
Do your will.
I gotta shed a lot of things, a lot of layers, and hey, his will gonna be done. So
regardless,
that's why I said you might as well surrender.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen. You might as well surrender to it. So, right now, God has all of me. He has all of me. There is not a person, place, or thing that will come before God in my life. And if anybody feels the type of way about that, they can be gone. I'm sorry. It's just not even sorry. Actually, I'm
talk
not
to God about it.
Like, go holler at it.
You can talk to God about it.
That's the best I got for you. But yeah, y'all, that's transition. We in it. She done quit her job. I done moved spaces. I'm literally like, the inside of me is changing.
And I can feel it.
Like, I can feel
It's
it.
painful sometimes.
It
you know?
is.
It really is.
It is.
Just looking at yourself and it's like, God, like, what are you doing? It's like,
chill, bro. Chill.
what are you doing? What are you, it's like, I keep using the word confusing, but that's just the flesh word of what, like, my soul knows what it is, but like, your spirit every day, like, you know, in movies when it's like the devil and the angel, right? It's like every day. Like, even waking up in the morning, touch your phone or pray. Like, even that battle every day.
I actually been getting, like, I've been getting on me about that.
Same.
Like, because,
Same.
for like a year straight, I was waking up and I wouldn't do nothing before I prayed. Like, y'all know this, like, I don't talk to people, I don't care if it's life or death situation. I have to talk to him first. I absolutely have to at the beginning of my day. So I try not to, like, but y'all know me anyway. I don't really like social media.
Right.
Like, I don't, but it's part of my job.
Right.
Like, it is. So when I do get on there, I make sure it's either me spreading God's word or talking about my businesses or, you know, talking about basketball.
Make somebody laugh.
You know what I'm saying?
Make
That's
somebody
it.
laugh.
I don't go no further. I don't get messy. I don't comment on stuff when people fighting and in our city, like, once something happened, everybody know about it. They all talk about it. Just like once that is made, everybody talk about gorillas.
Yeah.
Y'all not beating up no gorilla.
Y'all not beating up no gorilla. A gorilla.
But everybody
one snap by a gorilla will kill you. So if he just do a spin,
like just small stuff like that, you see how social media affects people. I don't want that to be sucking me dry, draining me of what God has. Like, I need my mind clear for Him. So, you know, I've really been hard on myself about that. Like, yeah. So us being aware of it, is important. Yeah, that's important. Yeah. So that was like all our questions, right?
And one final question. How do you keep your faith when in a season of transition? Just a little quick hitter.
I think we already answered that.
Quick hitter.
How do you keep your faith in the season of transition, knowing that it's gonna work out?
Hey.
He who started a good work in you will finish it. He's going to finish it. Whatever you started, and I had this bad. I had this real bad. When things are going too good for me, I expect something bad to come after it. Like, something bad about to happen because all this good stuff is happening. But I learned that it don't have to be like that. Like, when you walk in with God, if it's going good, it's going good because He wanted to go good. Let it be good. Quit trying to worry about what's coming. And even when something bad comes, trust Him still.
And handle it.
That's it.
Handle it.
You don't even have to handle it. He gonna do it.
Right.
So I think that going back and thinking about all the things He brought you through helps you really keep the faith for what's to come, because you understand, like, oh, He already brought me through this, so I don't have to worry about what's to come. So yeah, I think I keep faith in God by always remembering that He started a good work in me, He will finish it. And the other thing is knowing, like, He's already taken care of all of this. He wrote my story.
It's already written.
I don't have to worry about none of this. So when you truly rooted in God and you try to be Christ-like, there's no other way but to have faith and to know, like, you're going to have your moments. And it's okay to feel the emotions you feel. We're human. Jesus knows that. God knows that. We're human. That's why Jesus was sitting here. He felt every emotion we felt. Even He cried. Even He got angry. He went to that temple and tore it up and let Him have it.
Yeah.
Then got to talking His talk too. Like, I
confidently.
said it because I said it.
Confidently.
I'm doing it because by me. I gave myself authority. What you gonna do?
Yeah.
Like, so you know, we all have those moments and those emotions, but you have to know not to act off impulse and regroup.
Right.
Trust Him with the goals. So what about you?
Same thing. Keeping faith. Keep your eyes on God. I seen a status on Facebook a couple months ago, and it said you might not be alive in the future you're worried about, and that hit me.
Wow.
That hit me.
That's my first time hearing that.
That hit me.
That's
hard. You're stressed about your future. You can die tomorrow.
Wow.
You can be gone tomorrow. These goals, aspirations, the money, the wife, the kids, the house, all these things you're planning, you can be gone. Like my ex from high school, he's no longer here. And we used to sit about and talk about our goals, talk about having kids, talk about our future, talk about having a house. He's not here to see that. So how quickly God can remove you before you accomplish any goal. That's deep.
That's tough.
That's tough.
That's kind of like waiting on me because I haven't heard that. That's tough.
I had to sit with that. I had to really talk to God, like, dang, God, like,
for real?
Like, because not only can you be gone, God, Jesus can come back. He can come back tomorrow.
Yeah.
What you gonna do?
What we gonna do about
What
it?
you gonna do?
Wait, God has something else I had to do.
No, he don't care about none of that. He don't care about none of that. And I would hate for you to get left behind. That would be
Right.
tough.
Yeah,
But-
that's even more tough.
Like just keeping the faith, like you said, waking up every day following him and constantly reminding yourself that he has it handled. I think sometimes we think it's gonna be one thought, oh, he got it handled, it's never gonna come up ever again. Like when I quit my job and I put in my 2 weeks, I felt sick to my stomach, I had anxiety, I had fear, I had confusion, I had all these negative feelings, but every time it happened, I said, nope, no.
I rebuke it in the
I
name of
rebuke
Jesus.
it. My friends told me rebuke every negative thought that comes up. So every negative thought, I'm like, nope, because this is a normal feeling. I'm used to feeling fear. I'm used to feeling anxious. This is what has held me back in my past life. This is what held me back when I was trying to accomplish things before. Like I could have been a better basketball player, a better athlete, a better person, but fear held me back. So whenever I step into emotions that are familiar, I don't like feeling familiar. I want to feel new. Like I want to feel like a new person every single day. So when I think about how am I gonna pay this bill? No, God got it. Dang, how am I gonna? No, God got it. Dang, I still live with my parents. No, God gonna handle it. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
So just constantly reminding myself that God has it handled. It's to the point now where when I drive, I stare at the clouds. And I don't know about you, but the clouds been looking real different lately.
They do.
I can like
It's been kind of like
beautiful.
It's been beautiful.
Beautiful. And
like,
they've been moving.
Remember, we just found out too, like when sky is different colors because of pollution, right? But I'm like,
I ain't seen no pollution.
I ain't. Listen, the way that it been looking to me is just God showing me His beauty, showing me His creation.
I'm staring at
and
him.
To know
crying.
I'm a part of the creation that beautiful. To know He knows the numbers of hairs on my head.
Listen.
To know that He knows what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, and it's billions of us.
It's billions of us.
And He knows all of us.
Yeah.
And He gave all of us a purpose.
Yeah. And it makes me want to keep going when I know, like the book that you gave me. What is the book called? The Purpose Driven Life.
Yes.
I would recommend everybody get that book. When I
I
read
read
that
it
book,
twice.
I'm gonna read it again. After I give it to my sister, I'm gonna take it back and I'm gonna read it again.
Because
But
different seasons, it feels different.
I need it. I need it. But I read that God is a creative being, so when you use your creativity, it makes God happy. Had I known that me putting a ball in the basket made God happy, oh my, I would have been LeBron. I would have been the first girl in the NBA.
Listen, but
If
I was
knew
out
that
there
God
doing it for
was
me.
happy watching. I never even thought that God was watching me play basketball. That was never even a thought of mine. I just thought, I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah.
And that thought never crossed my mind. To know that what God has put me on this earth to do, even something as simple as like using my communication skills, that make God happy.
Yeah.
So it makes me want to use everything that God has given me to make Him happy.
Yeah.
So making God happy just makes me happy. And it's times where you might be confused. It's like, hey, why are you crying? I'm just so happy. I'm just even at my lowest moment, I know this won't be forever.
Yeah.
This is not our home. The earth is not our home.
It's a great,
This is not our home.
great.
I'm ready to go home.
Hey.
And I told God, and no suicidal. And I have to make that clear. No
Because
suicidal.
people start, she trying to die.
Like, no. I don't want to. I'm ready to live.
Yeah.
This is not living.
Yeah.
This is temporary. This is not our home. This is not. You need to make sure that if you die tomorrow, you have a home.
Yeah.
And that is what keeps me going, because knowing that one day I will not have to feel this pain ever again, it keeps me going, because life is
worry, no pain, no anxiety.
for eternity. We barely live 100 years.
And then the other thing, I ain't got to pay no bills.
No bills.
The
No
bills
bills.
is kicking a girl.
You will never thirst.
What?
You will never thirst.
Listen,
You will never
He
be
said,
hungry. That
the
little
water-
ache in your ankle, that
he
little
said,
ache of pain, gone.
the water I give you,
You will never be thirsty.
you would never be
I can't even imagine. I'm like the book.
And to know how she dropped that water and kept it pushing. And she was so excited.
To tell everybody.
And when she went to get out, I know she was hiding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I know she was looking forward to that water.
And she was still thirsty. Don't forget. She was still thirsty.
Literally.
But she
But
was
she
fine.
was.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like the love of God is so amazing.
It's amazing.
And this is why I'm doing this though. Anyway, this is why we do. This is why I started this. To one, let athletes and people in general know it's the difference between your gift and your purpose, and to help people come to God and feel this joy and this peace. Like this is real.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, days are hard. Yes, it's harder than this road is narrow, yes.
It's
But-
like this.
But
Like
the
you
reward,
gotta sneak, you gotta squeeze through.
but the reward, the harvest
It's unimaginable.
is
They said
so
the
amazing.
Bible says the human brain cannot even
Fathom.
fathom how beautiful heaven will be.
Like,
So I don't even think
and
about
I'm
it.
thinking about all the beautiful things
I
that
don't
I
even-
know of.
I can't even think about it.
I'm like, it's gonna be better than this.
Yep.
This is amazing.
No fear, no
I have to
pain,
get
no
there.
I have to get
I
there.
have to be there. You
That's
know
right.
what they used to say when we was younger, be there or be square. Like, for real.
And I might knock y'all out the way.
For
Never
real,
mind.
get there.
Like,
Like on white chicks.
like I already know. I know I'm getting in. I know. I talked to God personally. I talked to him yesterday. I told him, God, if the world overtook me, I know. So you better put me first, God, because I'm gonna knock everybody out the way. He gonna tell me to go back. Like, no, God, please, I'm ready now.
I'm sorry, I'm getting cut.
Please.
Can I just get in real quick? But
I love that.
y'all, man, like transition season. So that's this episode is about.
Mm-hmm.
We are in the season. We in it with you. If you in it with us, man. Our contact info, our email is there. Even if you just have something you want to talk about, you have questions, just somebody to relate to, you know what I'm saying, to try to get through that uncomfortable season, that transitioning season. We're in it with you. It's real. It happens. It is not always a bad thing being in this season. It's not terrible. And even if it's a good transition, be grateful for it. Be humble in it. Have confidence and walk in boldness in it. But we thank y'all so much for joining us for this episode and taking the time out to listen to us and just, you know, wanting to get closer to God and deepening your relationship with God, because if you're watching this, that's exactly what you're trying to do. And just supporting us and supporting our relationship with God as well. We didn't start with prayer today. We must have been just too excited to get into it. And that's okay. We're going to close it out with prayer. And that being said, we will see y'all next time.
Gotta reach.
God, thank you so much for bringing us here today, giving us another opportunity to reach souls and bring people closer to you and help people get to know you. I ask that you let this message reach the ears it needs to reach, touch the hearts it needs to touch, and help us to continue to grow deeper in you so that we can help others do the same. We thank you, we honor you, we praise you. We ask you all these things in your son's name, Jesus Christ. Thank you, God, and amen.
Amen.
All right, until next time. We love y'all. Thank you for joining us, and we will see y'all next time. Peace out.
Stay blessed.